Welcome to GS Masters. My name is Deepika. Good evening friends. Today we are starting with new NCERT series. In this we are going to cover the 4 subjects which are very core for our preparation of UPSC. The first we are starting with economy. In economy we are going to complete class 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th NCERTs. After completing economy we are going with polity and geography, and in the last we will complete history. I think this initiative will helpful for your UPSC preparation. Now let us start with class 9th NCERT first chapter. We will see the first chapter was the story of Palampur. Here they discussed production. What are the factors of production? Now let us see what are the factors of production. In any production there is 4 factors of production. See, the 4 were, first was land, and second it was labor, and third it was physical capital, and fourth human capital. See, these 4 constitute factors of production. That means it is the land, labor, physical capital and human capital which are essential for any production. See, again the physical capital has been divided in 2. See, it was working physical capital and fixed physical capital. See, land, labor, physical capital and human capital were the factors of production. Again the physical capital can be divided under 2 sections. It was fixed physical capital and working physical capital. Fixed physical capital is nothing but like simple tools, and it was your computers, like small things were small tools which were used for our production. That was fixed capital, physical capital. And working physical capital, it is like your raw material and money in the hand. This will constitute the production. Here these 4 were the factors of production. See here, land, labor, physical capital and human capital were the factors of production. See, physical capital, the tools, whatever the tools and machines and simple tools such as generators, turbines and computers, these were constituted under fixed physical capital. And working capital, it was like raw material and money in your hand constitute the working capital. Now let us see how the farming in Palampur. Since 1960, there is no extension of the production in Palampur. That means there is no expansion of land for the production. But still there is some hope, like they expanded some of these wastelands into cultivable lands. And any kind of production that we need to improve means we are going to some kind of techniques. First one was multiple cropping. That means for any crop we are growing, in 1 year we are growing only 1 crop. If in 1 year you are growing more than 1 crop in the same piece of land, was that will be considered as multiple cropping. This was one technique of increasing your production in the crops. And yield is nothing but it is measured as crop produced in a given piece of land in a single season. If you observe in a single season how much you are growing to crop produced in a given piece of land, that is nothing but your yield. And another way of increasing your production was applying the modern techniques. See here, see, using HYV seeds and fertilizers, pesticides and irrigation techniques like dams, electricity, pump set, canals and farm machinery. These were the modern farming techniques. While utilizing these modern farming techniques, you are going to increase your production as well as productivity of your crops. See, the one such examples was impact of green revolution. What we did was in green revolution was we utilized the modern farming techniques to our cropping system, because by using the H5 seeds, the yield has been increased. That means the productivity and production has been increased by using this modern farming techniques, and plenty of water, fertilizers and pesticides has been utilized. See, with the Green Revolution, what happened? The Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh, these areas has been hugely benefited from the modern farming techniques. And we'll see, after land it was the labor. Definitely labor constitute an important element for the production. The labor is the basic factor of the production. The small farmers, see, there were small farmers and big farmers. The small farmers, what they are doing for them, they themselves as a labor. But what these middle and large farmers, they are recruiting the laborers, because they hired the labor to work in their fields, because their lands were more. When compared to the small farmers, they don't have that much of money and that much of capacity to recruit the laborers. They themselves act as a laborers. While this was not in case with the middle and large farmers. Here they are recruiting some cheap labor, not only cheap, but some kind of labor they are hiring, because the land has been large. And next it was the capital. Definitely the small farmers, in order to produce crop, they can borrow from the small farmers. The small farmers borrow money from the big farmers or money lenders, and the traders who supply them various inputs for cultivation. See, the small farmers, what they are doing in order to produce crops, they needs to borrow loan, no? For that purpose, they are borrowing money from either from the big farmers or money lenders. Whereas medium and large farmers have their own savings from the farming, because these medium and large farmers, they are getting from the farming only. So they don't need to get loans from these money lenders. So whatever they having their own means, they will continue. Now, sale of the surplus farm products. See, farmers produce crops on their lands by using the factors of production. That means by land, labor and physical capital and human capital. With the capital, they are producing the production. See, they retain a part of produce for self-consumption. At first, they will utilize for the self-consumption, and remaining whatever the surplus that is there, that should be sold in the market. This part is known as, whatever the part that they were selling in the market, which was known as market surplus. And small farmers have little surplus, because their lands are very small now. Definitely small farmers having very little surplus. But while the medium and big farmers having substantial produce for selling in the markets. Now see, in the Palampuru, out of 100, only 24 men were involved in the non-farming sectors. That means it was very less. That means 1/4, nearly 1/4 of the members were involved in the non-farming sector. Though there is a variety of non-farming activities in the villages, the number of people employed in each was small. They are saying that although in Palampuru village, they were having many non-farming activities, but still the number was quite low. With this, we completed the first chapter. What we discussed? We discussed the factors of production and in its types, and we will discuss some kind of examples for that, and how the farming in Palampuru and some techniques for the production we discussed. And we took one example from the Green Revolution, and Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh has been benefited from modern techniques we discussed. And again, how this labor capital was there, and what are the sale of surplus from the farm products, and how many members were involved in the farming sector and non-farming sector we discussed. In the non-farming sector, the number was quite low. Although they are having different varieties of the non-farming activities, they involve quite number low. Now we will discuss second chapter, people as resource. See here, human beings perform many activities. See, human beings has been performing many activities. If you observe in the activities, it has been divided into two. One was economic and non-economic. See, human beings performing some kind of activities, we classify them under two heads. One was economic activities and second one was your non-economic activities. Those activities which has been providing some kind of monetary benefits to the people were be considered as economic activities, and those activities which are not providing any kind of monetary benefits for the people were considered as non-economic activities. Like you are performing like teaching, jobs, anything, any activities which are providing monetary benefits for the human beings, that can be considered as economic activity. If you observe the non-economic activities like which are non-monetary benefits, they won't bring any kind of profits for the people, like housekeeping, like all these things come under non-economic activities. We'll see. See, the examples, the economic activities are referred to house activities of those activities of human beings which are undertaken for gain or satisfy his or wins. The activities of the workers, of farmers, manufacturers. See, they are saying examples. Manufacturers, doctors, lawyers, taxi drivers, all these sections will fall under this category. That means they are undertaken for monetary gain. Here the monetary term has been very important. See, the farmers, whatever the shopkeepers, those activities which has been providing some kind of monetary gains for the people were considered as economic activities, while the non-economic activities were different. It was not undertaken for any kind of monetary benefits, considered as non-economic activities. See, for example, unpaid activities, puja path, housekeeping, helping for the people and disabled, these are the examples of non-economic activities. And we will see how this economic activities has been classified. This we all know this has been classified under three heads. One was primary, and second was secondary, and third was tertiary. Now let us see the various economic activities that has been classified under main sector were primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. We will see the primary sector. These include activities like agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry, farming and mining. These all constitute the primary sector. That means in this sector, goods are produced by exploiting nature. From the nature itself, we are exploiting under primary sector. See, these are all the examples for your primary sector. Agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, mining, these are all comes under your primary activities. And secondary sector, it is manufacturing sector. Under here, small and large manufacturing comes under, and also construction activities also included. And tertiary sector, it is like your service sector, whereas banking, teaching, education, insurance, health sector, tourism, everything will fall under the service sector will fall under this tertiary. It is also known as service sector. See, we discussed human activities has been classified under economic activities, non-economic activities, and classification of economic activities also we discussed. And we are going to next. See, market activities. See, market activities and non-market activities. Economic activities, that is whatever your production of goods and services, has been classified into two heads. One is marketing and another one is non-market activities. Marketing activities are performed for remuneration. That means you are selling your goods and services in the market which for kind of remuneration are considered under marketing activities. And non-marketing activities like for your self-consumption, you are taking for your self-consumption, there is no remuneration for it, no? So it was considered under non-market activities. Next, human capital. Human capital is said, see, when humans are said to be capital, when they are having skills and proper knowledge, then only we will consider humans as a capital. See, the stock of skill and productive knowledge embodied in human beings. The population became human capital when it is provided with better education and training and health care facilities. See, when these human beings become human capitals, if we are providing better education and health training and providing them skills and providing good healthcare services, then only these humans become the human capital. Otherwise, we don't require them. If they don't have the skills, then who will recruit them for their jobs? Human capital formation. Now we will see how human capital will be formed. When the existing human resource is further developed by spending on making on the workforce more educated and healthy. See, we can make human resource, how we can form human resource was by spending more on the health and education, by providing proper skills and proper training for them, we can ensure the human capital formation. And we will see quality of population. The quality of population depends upon literacy rate, life expectancy and skills formation acquired by the people of the country. See, it is your literacy rate and life expectation and skill formation. It decides the quality. That means in a country which consisting of large number of the people with good skills, that country should be considered as a quality. The population is very quality. That means there the productivity and production has been increased. When the country is less of the skilled persons, then there is no quality of the population. Then economy is also not benefiting from them. So the literacy rate and the skillings and life expectancy rate must be essential for quality of the population. Next, role of education. Education is one of the most important component of human resource development, because it is your education which decides your skills. So education is very important component. Like education, health is also one such important aspect where the efficiency has been dependent on this health. When your health was good, then only your efficiency will be on the rise. Otherwise, your efficiency is nothing. That means the workers largely depends on their health. If you are healthy, then your efficiency will be high. When you are not healthy, then there is no efficiency, there is not at all efficiency. So, the health that must be on the good. Otherwise, these people, their efficiency will be reduced. Next, unemployment. Unemployment is said to exist when the people were willing to work at the existing wages, whatever the wages that has been present at this time, the people were also willing to do work. But for them, they are not getting opportunities. That is unemployment. This is the definition. That means people are willing to work, but at whatever the existing wages are there, that people were willing to work at the prevailing wage only, but they are not getting opportunity. Then only we will consider that as unemployment. Till then we are not considered that as unemployment. If the people are not willing, means that is not unemployment. But people are willing at the existing wage rate, then only we will consider as unemployment. They are willing to work at the existing rate, but opportunities are not there. This is called as unemployment rate. We will talk of unemployed people. We refer to the age group of from 15 to 59. This is known as demographic dividend. But below 15 and above 60 were not considered as a unemployed people, because they are not or productive, and even these people are not having work, means we don't consider them as unemployed. We only consider the section of the population from 15 to 59. That is what they mentioned there. And see, the nature of unemployment in India. We'll see the types of unemployment. One was seasonal and second one was disguised unemployment. Seasonal unemployment means that occurs when people fail to get work during some months. That means the people who are getting some months the work, but another some months they are not getting the work. That means some months they were not getting the work will be considered as seasonal unemployment. And next, disguised unemployment. It is a situation wherein the number of workers in a job more than actually required. See, for a particular work, the needed population was 5 members, but there are 10 members. That means another 5 members was disguised. Whatever you needed, even that the number of workers in the job more than actually required. Even for your requirement, there are more than that should be considered as disguised. The extra number of the workers which has been present in the work will be considered as disguised unemployment. These are the two types of unemployment, seasonal and disguised. If you observe in our country, the agriculture has more number of disguised unemployment. Next, what is the consequence of this unemployment? Unemployment leads to wastage of manpower and resource. See, what happened means the unemployment leads to wastage of manpower resource because they having at 15 to 59 years age where their productivity on the rise. If we are not providing some kind of employment opportunities for them, then definitely it's going to the wastage of manpower resource. And unemployment tends to increase the economic overload, that is dependence on the unemployed on the working population. See, it tends to increase economic overload. Definitely, whenever the working population is there, they are willing to work, but there is no opportunities. That means economic overload, that is dependence on the unemployed people has been on the working population. And unemployment may lead to an increase in the social unrest and tension. What these people will do? They are having so much of potential, but still they don't have any opportunities. Definitely they tend to do some kind of mistakes in the society, and there was social unrest and some kind of tension in the society. These are the consequences of unemployment. With this, we completed chapter 1 and chapter 2. And tomorrow we will discuss poverty as a challenge. For today, we completed 2 chapters, and tomorrow we will discuss 3rd chapter and tomorrow 4th chapter. By completing class 9th NCERT, we will go for class 10th. That's it for today. I think this session will be helpful for your preparation. Thank you.